Welcome back, everybody, and we are here with Anime Gamer X11. He is going to be running Octopath Traveler 2 solo Ochette, and we do have the incentive met for Defeat Karma, so take it away, Anime.
Alright, hi everyone, so I'm Anime Fan X11 and I will be running solo Ochette. I will explain more as we get into it, but for now we can just get started in 3, 2, 1, go. So in the beginning it starts off with just us selecting our animal companion for the run, and we will select the owl because the other animal will be the final boss you fight, and the owl uses magic attacks, and that's harder to circumvent the damage of. So in the beginning, it's just going to be the battle tutorial basically for capture, and Ochette is the hunter character, so she has the ability to capture monsters. This is the battle system in the game, breaking and boosting. So when you attack an enemy's weakness, they enter a broken state like the enemy you see in front of you, and you can spend boost points in the upper right to do damage and such. And then when an enemy is weakened, you can capture them with Ochette. So that is her special ability, kind of like Pokemon or other such games. We can also skip cutscenes, so that's nice. And the beginning chapter 1 is basically all tutorials and such, so you'll see more tutorials coming up. This next one is going to be a Provoke, which is her ability to battle random NPCs with monsters. And we're going to use that thing we just captured, a giant iguana. And this is the break system I just mentioned. And we can defeat them pretty solidly.
That man is beefcake handling that giant iguana.
Yes. Alright. Next is the tutorial for cooking monsters, and we basically can cook it to get jerky. Alright. And then with the jerky we can befriend NPCs and such. Alright. Also, when we cooked it, we got a lot of jerky out of it, so we can use that to buy a stronger bow for Ochette, and that will be used for the first boss. So overall in the storyline so far, Ochette has learned that there is a little girl who's lost down here, and she's gonna go and try to rescue her. And this is the first dangerous area of the game, the Tomb of the Warden Beasts. So we're about to get our first encounter, and it's always gonna be the same thing, and I know what it is. It's gonna be this frog-like thing. It's weak to axe, so we're gonna break it, and that guarantees that we get the flea. If you try to just YOLO flee, you could fail the flee, and then you would basically lose time because it would just say she slipped and fell. So I also didn't get the encounter there, so that's nice. Alright, we move on to this area, and we're about to get another encounter. I like to break this encounter so I could get the guaranteed flea again too, but it is a little slow. If you want to just YOLO flee, you can do that too, and it is faster if you want to do that. It's runner preference really. And we're about to meet up with girl, so she's lost. And I mentioned earlier that we have the befriend ability with our meat, and basically it soothes her, and she joins us, and we take her out. But basically there's something off, and we can feel it, and soon we also run into a strange creature here. Fortunately this thing is pretty weak. We just break it and defeat it pretty quickly. And leveling up is also nice, because there's a boss coming up. Alright, I'm gonna walk a little bit, because you can get an encounter. Alright, I don't usually save for this boss, but since this is a marathon, I will save. Should be pretty safe. There's a chance that you could crit too much and he could summon early, which is bad. Let's see, 35. I want to count the damage and break the boss, and then basically bring him really close to his summoning phase, but not quite there. So far I've not seen any crits, so that's good. And I'm gonna do my boosted precise shots. That was a lot of crits. Okay. That's really... okay, that's... I crit 3 times in that. I usually crit 0 times in that. And he doesn't summon. Alright, this is bad. This is extremely unusual. Alright, and I will now boost into extra damage for this boss. And hopefully, let's see, I should survive, yeah. Alright. Alright, this dialogue is good because that means we unlock latent. But I am going to lose a lot of time because the small little ads were summoned early. Usually they're not summoned that early, but I crit 3 times, which I've never seen ever. And I've done a lot of runs of this in practice. Okay, that's also very bad. I don't think I'm going to get latent in time either. So, okay, I am going to get latent. But I don't have enough shields to... This is unfortunate. Because his boosted attack does a lot of damage. So... Alright, I'm gonna at least defeat the little guy. Oh, that doesn't even defeat the little guys, alright. Let's see... Alright, I'll survive the little guy's attacks, and I'll just have to get latent again. Jerky heals HP and SP, so I might need extra SP just in case. Although, probably not. It's pretty bad. Anytime he consumes, the cursor will change, so you gotta watch out for that too. Alright, this should be okay, because I can break. Alright, I hope he does enough damage to... Alright, that was not enough damage. It's unfortunate. This whole battle is not how it's supposed to go. Have to heal again. Let's see. So... I wonder if this will hopefully... Alright, good. And that'll defeat him, and then I could just break this small little guy and then defeat him. Okay. That was unfortunate, but we got through at least. So it's hard to like explain just how unusual that fight was. It's extremely unlikely to crit that, but it worked out at least. I did actually come up with a backup in case he did summon, but I didn't come up with a backup for something that early. I will also save there because there is one random encounter that does about 140 damage per attack. It's like this wasp-like thing. So if you do wipe on this map, I believe this thing is weak to axe, yeah. If you do wipe, you actually go back before the boss. So usually in a normal run I would not save, but for a marathon I'll just do that for safety. And basically after we complete chapter 1, we move on to basically the whole open world. That's unfortunate. I'm like a step away from... Oh well, it's fine. So I'm about like a step away, yeah. That's really unfortunate. There's a fast travel system in this game that lets me go back to places, towns that I've been to, so that's pretty nice. I'm gonna come back to this town because there's a money chest right here. And then the other thing is that when I warp back to that pier that I was at, I'm gonna be closer to the boat lady, so I'll be able to skip walking to the boat lady, which skips an encounter. Alright, so we go to the eastern continent, New Delsta, and then our first goal is going to be to obtain the sub-job Scholar. So Octopath has 8 basic jobs and then 4 advanced jobs, and Scholar is the best of them for reducing encounters. The first support skill is called Evasive Maneuvers, and it cuts encounter rate by about half or so. So that's really important for in a lot of RPGs and such, like an enemy away type ability. Or just the ability to reduce encounters, and it saves a lot of time over the course of the run. In the beginning you're going to see me breaking these enemies and fleeing. That's partly to get consistent flees, but also to get latent in the top right corner, which I didn't quite explain, but basically it unlocks partway into the boss battle, I believe at half health of the boss, and then you can use it to do 3 special attacks for Ochette. And you saw me use the AoE attack and the singular attack. And then she also has a defense down attack that we'll use later too. So that I just picked up just now was a Herb of Serenity, and it sells for 2,500, so that's nice. In the beginning of the game, money is pretty tight, so we can't get very much. Well, we try and get like all the little money that we can. And here, this is the black market. At nighttime, the game has a day and night sequence. Oh, okay. I'll sell this, and then I can buy 3 of these stones, and then I'll move on. So this area right here is called the black market. At night, the shops are random, and basically you want the soulstone shop that I just got. That's a 15% chance. So I got it actually kind of early, which is nice. Sometimes runners will roll for that for like dozens of attempts and stuff. Alright, got caught by surprise. I'll break these guys just to get the guaranteed flee and escape. I'll also heal for safety, I think. It's pretty safe to get through these maps, but I don't like to risk it, especially for a marathon or anything. These birds are not weak to bow, so you just kind of flee and hope. That wasn't too bad. Alright, so we're coming up to the first like higher level area of the game, and we're going to use the soulstones we bought earlier on. The 3 Shadow M soulstones, each of them does 1100 as their base attack, just fixed 1100, which is way more damage than what Ochette can do right now. And then the bottom left thing has a little more HP than 1100, but if it's weak to the element, it does 1.3 times as much, so that extra damage is just enough. Also, the first enemy in this map is consistent. It's always going to be that bull and the 2 squirrels. So I'm going to enter this altar, the side area, for the autosave, but also to reset the first encounter back to the thing that it was. And I know that I'm going to get the bull and the 2 squirrels again. Like this. So I know for a fact that the Shadow M Soulstone will defeat it. Alright. And now I can go and get Scholar. Alright, and we learned 2 skills here, and that teaches us evasive maneuvers. Alright. And that will decrease the encounter rate of the game significantly. We're going to go to the western continent now, Kanobyne, and then we're going to move toward her Chapter 2 town. Along the way, we want to get materials for another sub-job, the Inventor sub-job, and that one is unique because usually we would defeat random encounters and we get job points and we spend that on skills. But Inventor is special in that it takes items and you combine the items to unlock the skills. So 2 special earrings are used. One is that earring I bought, and I'm going to buy the other one later too. And now we'll just be moving on to the next town, which is her Chapter 2. She has 3 Chapter 2s and then 1 Chapter 3, and then that's the whole run. Generally, how the game is structured is that the enemies outside of a starter town are going to be weak to an attack that the starting character can use. For example, this is Ochette. This is near Casty's starting area. Casty, the apothecary, uses an axe and ice attack, so a lot of the enemies around here are weak to ice or axe. Alright, I'm walking a little bit to reduce the chance of an encounter on the screen, and then I'll just run the rest. Alright, so this screen's a little dangerous. I'm going to go to nighttime partway through to get the scorpion battle here. And then I'm going to throw the Shadow M Soulstone I got. Alright, okay, this happens a lot. Because you're so much lower level than the map, you're often caught by surprise. And that's based on your level, your party's like average level. So if you see here, it says level 14, I'm level 9-ish or something. So, pretty likely to get caught by surprise. And you just keep going through it until you're not caught by surprise. Alright, that's nice. Also, I go to nighttime because the daytime battle is a bird and 2 crabs. And then the bird does not go down to a Shadow Soulstone. You need a Fire M or a Thunder Medium. A Thunder Medium or a Fire Medium, which we didn't buy, so. And the Scorpions give more job points, which we prefer anyway. I picked up another Soulstone there to use on the next map as well. And I'm going to walk the remainder of this to be extra safe. Usually you can run at least a little bit, but just to be extra cautious for especially a marathon. I'm gonna go to nighttime in this map too, because I also want to fight the scorpions again. Alright, let's see. Alright, nice. Not too bad. Alright, and we can move on to her chapter 2 town, which is Conning Creek. And Ochette's story I didn't really talk about, but basically there's 3 legendary beasts that we have to recruit to fight off this great evil, and one of the legendary beasts is in this town, supposedly. So we'll, come by here to try and find it, but we're not really strong enough to deal with it right now. So to deal with the dungeon, so we're gonna leave. And we're gonna walk this map to try to skip the encounter. There's a very high chance you skip the encounter, like 90% or something. Something else you could do is provoke the NPC over there. So I mentioned that Ochette can fight NPCs. So that NPC would just walk by, you could fight them and then flee, and then you get a higher step count for encounters and such. But but I prefer to just walk it, because you have a pretty good odds of skipping the encounter. Alright, I want this fire soulstone medium here to defeat the encounter in this map as well. Alright, and now I'm gonna go to night to take the battle. The day and night battle, they both go down to a fire soulstone medium, but the night battle just gives more experience, job points, and money, so it's better to just take that. And after that, I'm gonna go to the solo temple. So the karma incentive was met, so you'll actually see this temple later at the very end of the run when I return to defeat karma. But basically, this is a special dungeon in the game that is only accessible with a single character by themselves. If you have a party, you have to usually go to the tavern and deposit them before you can enter, so there's no way to enter this naturally with 2 or more characters, even if you have an NPC follower. Alright, let's see. So it's always this enemy first, and the bottle of sleep has a 65% chance of putting him to sleep, and if an enemy is asleep, you get a guaranteed flee. So that's what we did. We picked up the bottle near the entrance, we tossed it at the first enemy, and then you just hope that the 65% lands, and it's 65%, so you are technically favored. And then after that, you can pick up that sniper bow there. It sells for 7,000-ish, I believe. And then up here is a 20k chest, and then also a fire dragon glaive. So good chunk of money, and the most accessible for solo Ochette. Alright. Alright, and we come back here for the black market, but this time we want other shops too. This gives 100 HP. These give 200 HP each. I don't have any. Oh, okay, that's good. Alright, I'm gonna stock up on more soul stones. That looks good. I usually will use a grape to heal up, because this dungeon can catch you by surprise, the lizards in here, and then they'll attack you. But I actually don't have any more healing items, so hopefully I'm just not caught by surprise. I think it's because the first battle went so bad against the boss. Alright, good. We use ice here. And that defeats these lizards. One of them is weak to it, so that helps. Or perhaps more than one was weak, I can't remember. Alright, we get this 8,000 chest and we are out of here. We just came here for the money, and because it was on the way. We need a little bit more liquid money, so that's why we wanted, and it's just a decent amount. Alright. Now we will move on to get the second earring. I mentioned earlier that we wanted 2 earrings for the inventor sub job. So we got one of the earrings earlier, and then the other one is in the town coming up. I'm gonna walk this map to skip the encounter. I have a pretty good, you have a okay chance to also skip if you run, or you could just flee if you get the encounter, but I like the consistency to walk it. I believe it's guaranteed, but I'm actually not completely certain. But you have very good odds of skipping at the very least. So I'm gonna come here and buy the second earring I need. I'm also gonna sell the wriggling root for 2,000, and that makes it easier for me to use soul stones in battle. Alright. So earlier I was at this town, and I said that I wasn't strong enough to deal with it, but now I am, so I will deal with it. Alright, fun fact, you can talk to the right side of the table to get this sub job here. I don't know why the hitbox is like that, but it is. In fact, if you stand on the right side of the table and you face downward, you could talk to the instructor to unlock the sub job. Very weird, but this game has a little bit of jank with some of the hitboxes. It can be really peculiar. Alright, you pick up that for another invention, and now you're going to do a provoke for the story. Basically, the dungeon where the legendary monster is just ahead, and she's blocking the way, so we want to get past her. Okay. And then we can move on to the dungeon now. So, unfortunately, the legendary beast we need is that thing, the skeleton you see there, so it's honestly a little tragic. But not all hope is lost. There might be something else in here that we want. Also, we're gonna get a random encounter, and we're gonna toss a Thunder Soulstone medium here. Alright, we should survive this. Should survive. Okay, good. The medium soulstones will defeat most enemies in this map, but there's one enemy that survives. So there's also a money chest over here, 6,000, and it's pretty close and convenient, so we'll pick that up too. We need a lot of money in this run. Yeah, so the monster was, you know, attacked and slayed, but its egg lived on, so that was nice. And we hatch it. And we get our first ally. Alright. So at this point we've collected the inventions that the parts for the invention that we need. So I'm gonna walk a little bit because you can get an encounter in this map. It's rare, but it happens. We got the parts for the invention that we need, and then we're going to unlock it. Or unlock the two inventions actually, as well as the sub job itself. So it's in this house right here. Alright. And we have the inventor job, and then we can unlock these two. This will unlock the critical scope and the elemental bottle bomb. Neither is actually useful in the run. There's a small use case for critical scope for a random encounter that you might get, but it almost never happens. The bigger thing we want is the support skill that comes with the two skills. It's called a step ahead, and it gives you a free turn in battle at the start of every battle. So that's very useful for the bosses and pretty much everything. Let's see. Alright, here we're gonna go to the Western continent. Alright, I'm gonna have to menu here because I'm out of... I'll go to Apothecary so I can heal. And I put on step ahead too so I can get an extra flee chance against the random enemies. So the unfortunate thing is I was out of healing grapes or anything. That's unfortunate. Hopefully I get the flee. I don't want to take too much damage too, because I do have to tank an enemy in the next map. Let's check my... that should be enough. So, coming up is a battle against an armor eater and two moles. The moles are weak to light soulstone and M's, and I bought a lot of those, so I'll be able to defeat them with the light soulstone, and then the armor eater is a little stronger. Fortunately, its AI makes it defensive if it's at low HP. So, please don't attack me. That's unfortunate. Usually it likes to play defensively if it's damaged, and it was heavily damaged. So we'll try again. One thing I have been wondering is if it maybe targets you more if you're at low HP. I'm not sure. I almost never miss that. Okay. This is gonna be really bad, actually. Alright. I have never missed that attack, actually. It's gotta be pretty rare. But okay, third time's the charm. Surely. Let's see. Oh, that's a rare encounter. The top one is called Ocette, and alright, we want to. The whole reason why I haven't been outright defeating it, because I was able to full boost and defeat it, is because I wanted to capture it actually, and I captured it, so that's good. The top enemy that we got was called a cultured Kate, and it's a very rare thing that gives extra experience, job points, and money. I'm actually up on money, so I'm gonna skip the next money chest. Actually, is that best? Let me think about which chest is best to skip. And then I captured the armor eater because I want to actually start using it as damage. Because Ochette herself is pretty weak, but the monsters scale irrespective of her stats. So it can finish off its brethren for me. And this helps save soul stones, and it has multiple use cases that we're going to use later. For example, later there's an enemy that we have to defeat that we miss a lot on, but the monster basically never misses. So that's nice. Alright, so here I'm going to do a safety save, although I should be pretty safe because I got the rare encounter. The 2%, I believe? And I'll summon here again. Actually, I will just skip the money chest up ahead. There's a money chest down there, I'm just gonna skip it because I got the cultured Kate. Usually there's an 8,500 that you would get, but nah. We're fine. Alright, let's see. Alright, this is Merchant, our main source of DPS in the run. And there's a pomegranate L item over here that we're going to grab. We're going to walk for it because we want to minimize the chance of an encounter. It's a very dangerous screen. And then we want to do a save and quit as well. And save and quit basically resets the encounters on the screen, so that's nice. But still pretty dangerous, so I'm going to walk most of it. I will get the encounter, but Merchant, as I mentioned, is our main source of DPS. It has a skill called Hired Help. And Hired Help, basically you pay money and you summon help to battle for you, and it doesn't use your own stats, so it's very powerful. Very expensive, but very powerful. Alright, I did not get Leighton off that, that's fine. Hopefully I will get it in the near future. Alright, I'm going to continue walking on the screen after defeating those 3 enemies. Also, I went to night specifically to generate that encounter. At nighttime, the first encounter is always fixed, and it's always going to be that encounter. I was walking to try to get this sword and also the Thunder Soulstone Large. And then you have a pretty good chance of skipping the second encounter on the screen if you do. But I'm going to play extra safe and just walk all the way, even though it's probably unnecessary, but it's safer that way. Alright, we tagged the level 45 town. But we're not done here. We want to get the money chest outside, and then we want to get some healing items, and then there's also a shield, and we also want to buy some armor as well, so it's a useful location. I'm going to buy extra today, because I ran out of... Alright. We also want to buy a quick cloak. I was not supposed to put on, whatever. It's fine. Alright, I turned on auto capture. In the beginning of the game I turned it off because it's a little slow to capture random things. But we're about to do our capture segment, so optimize, and that's good for now. Alright, so for her chapter 2, basically Ochette needs to reach the legendary monster, and the NPC who will guide her there will only take her there if she befriends her. No, alright, hold on for a second. So here we're going to use Catapult with X3 boost, and that will damage all these guys to 100% captures. Okay, good. And then we could capture all of these guys. And we want to capture 4 moles for this run. Usually it'd be 3, but if I'm doing the karma incentive, I need 4. Alright, that was good. Catapult launches a thing based on whatever weapon you use, so I launched sword, and I didn't full boost on purpose because I wanted it to survive. I'm actually going to heal up for this next map. And then we want to capture a specific monster called a butter meat, and the meat that it gives will let me befriend the NPC I need for the chapter 2. Yeah. Alright. These moles will do some damage, but I should survive. Alright, especially if they buff like that, that's good. Alright, next I gotta capture another mole. I'm capturing the moles that have turns in between me specifically. Alright, let's see. I can start cooking these. It might seem excessive to heal with only 200 HP, but you can get caught by surprise and take a lot of damage on this map, and then you'll have to redo the battle. So you really don't want to do that. I would usually actually even take off evasive maneuvers to get more battles, but for this marathon, I'll take it off after I save. Okay, these guys should not. Okay, well, they caught me by surprise, so that's bad. That's very bad. Alright, Alright. Hopefully, I'm not sure if this is enough. Alright, I auto-captured that thing. Leveling up is good. Alright, now I can take off evasive maneuvers, because I'm near the save point. So, keeping latent for safety is nice in case you get an encounter like that catches you by surprise, and then Alright, so I'm just looking for the buttermeat now. Alright, well, didn't need this. And I keep auto capture on in case I get caught by surprise, and then if I do, you use latent to nuke the encounter, and you just hope that the 25% auto capture procs. Alright, this is the one I want, the middle sheep. Alright, let me see how to do this. I believe it is... Wait, this is... Alright, I need axe, and then I need sword. Let's see. I did that correctly. This should let me capture the thing. Alright, and I cooked this, that's what I wanted the whole time. And I should be able to capture this, yep. Alright, that was, okay. Could be worse, could be better. It's fine, we'll take it. Ideally you get the capture sooner, but it's fine. So, let's see. You gotta put on evasive maneuvers, and you want to turn off auto capture because it's slow. Earlier we picked up the Shadow Soulstone Medium, and that will do damage to this guy. And then we hope that this guy crits. He didn't crit. Okay, that's fine, we'll just do one more attack. If he crits, you just win outright. But if he doesn't crit, you need one more. It's a little slower, but it's fine. It works. Alright, beating up this guy lets us gain access to the tunnels here, and there's a really strong restorative item inside called a Revitalizing Jam. And that full heals HP, SP, and boost points in the top right, so that's very useful. I am, however, going to enter and exit because I want the autosave. If you just enter and then walk through, because you went through via a cutscene, there's no autosave, and usually there is. But if you don't have the autosave, then it sets you back before the provoke if you get KO'd by the random encounter. And the random encounter in this map is extremely dangerous. It's this thing. Yeah, so this happens a lot to me in my runs. Alright, let me see what to do. Yeah, okay. I have to heal here. And if I survive, I can maybe win with my latent. Alright, well that makes it less likely. Alright. Let's see. That's unlucky. Oh well, this is why I stepped outside, because I would have to redo that whole battle outside if I didn't step outside. So, safety. Alright. But that encounter has really high evasion as well, so most of my attacks miss, but they're weak to a Thunder, Soulstone M, and Medium, and then the Armor Eater will not miss, and it'll be able to finish them off. But alternatively, if you have Latent, that also works. Alright. Nice. Thunder. And now we just summon Armor Eater and they'll finish them off. Nice. Alright. That was solid. Alright, before I leave here, there is a chest with money. Wait. No, I don't need to heal. Yeah, I'm gonna use the inn. Alright, there's a chest with money. I'm gonna walk a little bit to not get the encounter for second encounter for sure. You can get a second encounter if you run all the way. That's probably more than needed. Alright. Alright, I captured the buttermeat and then I cooked it as well. So we have what we need to befriend the NPC who will guide us to the legendary beast. Before that though, I do want to use the inn to heal up and also re-obtain latent because I need that for the final boss. Using it in is kind of nice. It fills the latent bar. That gives Ochette her special 3 abilities. And we want her special defense down ability coming up. I also went to nighttime because I want to befriend the NPC here. He's the one who's going to guide us. But he wants the special kind of jerky from the pig. Alright, that's nice. And now we will move on to the dungeon. I'm gonna learn Apothecary early for safety. Let's see. This is not like mandatory, but it is a nice safety because the enemies in here can catch you by surprise too. And then if you have that extra 500 HP, it can make a big difference in actually surviving. Like if I had put it on before I entered the tunnels, it might have helped too. But you might not always have the JP for it. Okay, this is fine. Good. That was good. Right, I have to go to Merchant now because Merchant's our DPS class for bosses and such for the money ability I mentioned earlier. This is a Knight's Great Bow. Sells for I believe 4,200 or so. And it's pretty close. So we get it. All right, Terra. This is a little bit of an annoying boss. He has 3 attacks he can do: Jolt, Trample, and Sneeze. Sneeze is an instant loss in solo runs, so we just hope we don't get it. Alright, please don't sneeze. He gets 1 turn. Okay, perfect. We win. Well, it should be a win. Alright, and we also get good turn order too, so we don't need to use hired help beastlings because we go first. That saves us money, and I'll explain that in a little bit. But here, I'm going to use her latent for defense down. Alright, and now he's going to basically harden his body. It doesn't really matter to us. We're going to defend and then hired help veterans, the most expensive option. This should weaken enough for us to capture him. And I don't need to collect money, which is only 1,000. It's in case like you spent extra and you need it. But that's fine. We should be good on money. Alright, that was solid. So okay,
we are not good on money.
Yes, everyone donate if you're able to. Alright, so now we will go on to New Dalsta and move on to her chapter 2, her other chapter 2 actually. That was also a chapter 2. So on the boss, on the 3rd turn I outsped him and I went first. And because of that, I usually would defend to go first anyway, but since I was already going first, I was able to summon my monster 1 more time and take off 2 shields. And that's important because when you can take off that many shields, you can use hired help guards to break them and then flee, and then win. I was thinking about fleeing this battle. Let me see. Let me see if I can flee. Nope. Okay, I'll just summon. We capture Terra so we can summon him, and then he just one-shots these enemies. Actually, for these enemies though, you can summon Armor Eater too. It doesn't matter. If you use hired help beastlings to break them though, you are short money, so there's money to the right side of this map. In the clock bank, there's 6,300, so you would pick that up. But we don't need to pick it up because we got good turnover. That's also one of the reasons why I actually keep the bow I have on me. It's the Traveler's Bow, and some runners opt to sell it to buy an extra Soulstone medium. But with that Traveler's Bow and the quick cloak I have actually a lot of speed. So you're actually more likely to outspeed on that 1 turn, and then that way you don't have to pick up the extra money. But an option is to sell the bow that you have to get an extra stone. Alright, let me see if I can run. I will just try to run. I won't. I'll summon again. I don't really need these encounters because I did get the rare encounter, but if I hadn't got the rare encounter, I'd be more willing to take these. But it's fine either way. Alright, that's a pretty close soulstone medium, and we'll use that for random battles too. Alright, upcoming is... Alright, well, we're gonna get the same battle again, like the bull and like the little squirrel thingies, or hedgehogs I believe. This is an ice helm over here, and the next boss will use ice, so this reduces the ice damage, and that's useful. So coming up is a provoke, and it's the strongest provoke we do in the entire run. The opponent has a significant chunk of HP, and we have one soulstone large that we picked up earlier, and we're saving it all for this battle. Not missing anything? Alright. You can break him with dagger, with the animal that we captured, so moles. Alright. And now we will use Terra to do a lot of damage. But he still survives, so we're gonna break him again and use the large soulstone, and that will defeat him. Let's see. Since I have okay, that's good. Since I have Hail and Hardy, I gain 500 extra HP. Alright, nice. And that helps me survive against this guy. Even though he didn't do damage in this battle, he can do a lot of damage. I have taken a significant chunk of damage from him before. I think his attack is called Twin Serpents or something, and it's like 1,000 or something. I can't remember, but it's significant. Alright, we're gonna get an encounter in this map. Let's see. Alright, we didn't get monkeys. Okay, this is dangerous. Very dangerous.
Well, while we're doing this dangerous fight, I'd just like to remind folks to please check out the donations page. We have Pixels for People that are working towards Child's Play. I'm not sure if it's a company or group, but it's a group that takes video game consoles, video games themselves, and TVs to children in hospitals to give them something to do other than lounge around in a bed. So please, open up your hearts and wallets if you can. Don't break yourself, and help donate to that. Thank you.
Thank you. So that encounter I just managed to defeat. Because I did enough damage with Terra, I was able to capture it, and that's one nice thing about Ochette's capture. The enemy doesn't have to be at like 100%. I believe it's like 75% or something, and it has very high capture rate. And then I was able to full HP, and I was able to defeat the battle. And I also picked up a silver ore to sell for money. It's like 7,000 or so, and it's pretty close. Alright, this encounter is good. I just have to summon Terra, and we can defeat it. There's some encounters that you need a soul stone for as well. So I routed stones for all of these battles, but we didn't have to use them. Alright, 15,000. That's a nice close money chest. That's nice. And then we are gonna go to this person and provoke and flee. This will reset the encounters. We don't actually have to beat up this guy or anything, we just have to run away from him. And it hurts our reputation around the town, but that doesn't matter to us. And we will pick up this money chest, well, this bow over here that sells for like 7,000 or something. Alright. Same thing for this NPC, we're gonna challenge and flee. That resets encounters. Oops. And now we can go to her last chapter 2 town, which is called Stormhail. Alright. We can just jump straight into the middle of the chapter and go to the challenge, to the provoke that we need to fight. So this is the last NPC we have to actually battle, and he's a lot weaker than the last guy we fought, so that's nice. Terra will almost defeat him. You need like 100 and something extra damage, so we will use Armor Eater for that. That's, I believe, the last use of Armor Eater here. And then that's also nice because next turn we'll get full BP for Terra. So Even though this is only like 140, that is necessary. Because otherwise Terra won't be able to defeat him. Alright, that's nice. And again, this next map is dangerous, so I want to heal up in case I'm caught by surprise. Alright, I'm going to walk here. And it might look weird to save immediately, but there's no autosave from that previous screen because we did the transaction. That's similar to what I mentioned earlier with the tunnel. If you have a story or cutscene trigger you and put you into a room, you don't get the autosave. So that's why I saved, so I don't have to redo that provoke battle. I'm gonna pick up this ice amulet. I also went to the cutscene first so that I could reset the encounters and get further along. Alright, there's a large ice soulstone here. Okay, this is a tough battle. I got a good turn order, that's just fine. So these guys don't go down to a Terra by himself. You do have to toss a medium soulstone. Alright, but that worked out. This is a large ice, and we will use that for the final chapter. Alright. And we're going to go to the final boss, or no, not the final, well, the final boss of her chapter 2's Glassies. Alright. Ice to reduce the ice damage, and then ice to reduce the ice damage. And full HP. Alright, we good. Alright, and we can go to the boss now. Alright, so Glassies. Pretty simple boss. We summon the mole we've been using all along to do daggers. You use bow too, but that can miss. Oops. And then we get him to 2 shields. Alright, and we do want to watch your HP too and heal if necessary. Alright, let's see. The turn order. Have to heal. Unfortunate. Actually, maybe I didn't have to heal that one, but... Alright, gotta heal this one as well. Hopefully we can go first. Okay, good. And this should be a win. You do need 1 crit, but it's extremely likely you get at least 1 crit, if not multiple. So that defense down that we used on Terra, we used again here. And then, oh, that was a lot of crits. Alright, that's plenty good. Honestly, I could probably guards here, but I will use beastlings. It's a range with guards. Well, although it probably wasn't a range with that many 9s, but it's fine. Guards is a cheaper option of hired help. I'm not dropping frames, am I?
It doesn't look like it.
Okay, good. So that battle went pretty well. You basically reduced them to 2 shields, latent roar howl to chip them to 1 shield and get defense down, then hired help beastlings to pay a lot of money to win. And then we can move on to our final chapter after capturing that thing. Alright, so we return to our hometown, and the whole storyline is basically there's this evil, great evil calamity, and we need the 3 legendary beasts to help us. Oh wait, dang, I forgot that I don't have. Okay, actually I have to come back here first, and let's see. Alright, we gotta befriend this NPC with 3 quality jerkies from the moles we just cooked, and that's our befriend mechanic. And then in addition to that, we're going to pick this up for money. It's 3,000. It's worth 3,000. And we're going to sell to get money. We also have to use the inn. Okay, let's see. Going to put on our HP armor again. And that looks good. Alright. And that's good. You only need 77 or 78,000, but we're at 80,000, so that's good. We're also going to use the inn here. It's close. It's faster to use the inn in the beginning town, but I did not have any more spare jerky. I used all my healing items from the chapter 1. So now we're supposed to come here. So that loses me a little bit of time, but it's fine. And this NPC that we befriended is important because he'll help us again against the final boss. And we're pretty well set up for everything, so we have the money and the skills and all that we need to. Alright. And now we can move on to like the great evil like thing that we have to fight off. And that's actually close to our beginning chapter 1 area. Except that instead of going to the down right, we go to the down left. And the enemies are way stronger now. So I wasn't able to check my experience on the last battle, but hopefully I level up. If I don't, we'll see. If you get good turn order, which you are likely to with all the speed gear we have on, you don't have to worry about it either. Okay, we saved a light soulstone medium from the beginning of the game, specifically for this battle. You need a light, like other mediums are just short of a little damage, but that light plus the glassies is enough to defeat that thing. The next enemy is these 3 spider-like things, and they're weak to staffs, which hired help guards does. Let's see the turn order. That's unfortunate. Alright, this is very likely to defeat them, but it's not guaranteed. Alright, I defeated them, that's good. I believe it's like a 7% chance or something that like one of them survives. I did calculate, I did check it before, but I don't remember offhand. Okay, this final one, we just use our Leighton again, and then we use Glassies, and that just wins. And you can see that Glassies does a lot of damage. Glassies is even stronger than the Terra that we've been using, so. And it makes sense too, because he was the strongest boss we fought so far. Alright, level 22 is good. It's about normal. Okay, in the coming screen, I want to walk. It's very important you walk on the screen. Alright, I also want to save, because it's kind of dangerous. Alright, so the reason why we want to walk is because the enemies in this map are kind of special. You can't run away from them. You have to win the battle, and we don't really have the resources to win. So if I get the battle, I probably actually just reset, reload the save. Alright, I didn't get the battle, so that's good. That's why I walked the whole screen to try and skip it. I'm going to save again, because I want a revitalizing gem that's up there, and I'm going to get another battle. So, a lot of dangerous battles. And this battle I have to win, because fleeing is disabled for these shadow battles. So, I'm going to get it soon. Like, now-ish? Wow, I went really far. I've never gotten that far before. Okay, so I saved the Ice Elf for this battle, and then Glassies again will finish. Alright. I don't care about my HP either, because the boss will heal me before the battle too. So that's good. Level up, that's good. Alright. And I will go on to the boss now. I'm not 100% sure if it's completely safe, but I'll walk just to be extra sure. Alright, we can go straight into the boss. It might take me a few tries though, because there's an RNG element to this. Basically, the boss has this scripted phase where you can't even win. Like, you can do 1,000,000 damage and he'll always survive. You have to wait until he does this, like, this dialogue. Ochette does this dialogue with the boss, and then the boss will set Ochette to 1 HP, and then you can win from there. When the HP is set to 1, also we're gonna, remember that egg that we hatched? It's evolved now. So, this gives us a defense buff. Not great, but we'll take it. After we get set to 1 HP, if he does a magic attack, we lose. So let's see. Oh, it'll come soon. Alright, so, let's see. That's the magic attack that I was talking about. So him doing it sooner is actually good. Alright, hopefully this next attack is not... It probably isn't though, so I should win. This should be a win. Alright, very good. Good turn order too. I could revitalizing gem. Where is it? Alright, good. So now we can start using sidesteps, which dodge physical attacks. The boss is all physical. Also, if we had picked the owl, by the way, it would be using magic attacks, and we wouldn't be able to use sidestep to dodge them, and it would do a lot of damage. So that's why. Alright, we can finally summon. First time we're doing this all run, so we get the tutorial actually. And this guy will always chip 1, 2, or 3 shields, and that's actually really helpful. He also will tank attacks for us, which is nice. But yeah, super useful NPC. We have to use 2 hired help veterans and then 1 hired help beastlings at max with defense down. Alright, let's see. He should break next turn. Alright. Him blocking is nice for us, because it saves us a sidestep. Uh, he's gonna break for us, so yeah. Alright, I'm gonna use hired help veterans here. And I want another hired help veterans and then a hired help beastlings with defense down. Okay, let's see. Alright. You do want to watch your HP because that Night Howl can do a good chunk of damage. Let's see. I really wish he would do more bright bolts, but it's fine. I'll use a revitalizing jam soon. Alright. Yeah, that's the attack I want to see the most, but it's fine. Alright, hopefully that was the last I needed, because that's all I got. Alright, we're gonna use hired help veterans here again. And then we just need a hired help beastlings now. Alright, let's see. Here I'm just gonna resummon right away. Alright, let's see what he does. 4, 1, let's see. Alright, I'm gonna 3, 5. Okay, I'm gonna defend here so that he will break more shields for me. Alright, perfect. And this is a win now. This will reduce the this will break the enemy, also give him defense down, and hired help beastlings will win. Alright. Great. And now we just befriend the monster. And time will appear on the first frame of the fin screen that will pop up right now. That is technically time. I do have a karma incentive though, so I will do karma incentive. Let me check my money, 30,000. Okay, do I have a mole? I do have a mole. Alright, so karma. Thanks for the GGs. Alright, let me just... Alright, so Karma is a boss that is in the solo temple we went to earlier, the Decaying Temple, and we're gonna go back there and fight him. We do want a little bit of money before we do that though, so let's...
We would love some money too if you guys have it. Please donate for Child's Play. We are sitting at $1,065 and we would love some more to help out. Thank you.
Alright. I am short a little bit of money, but that's okay. I always route it in so that I will pick up a money chest in the Sai Sands area. You need 45,000 for Karma, so... And then I'm also going to defeat some random encounters along the way, and then those random encounters will give me the extra money. I'm also going to have to say goodbye to this Clan Mei NPC that has been fighting with me. Very helpful, but you can't enter the temple with another NPC. I should have summoned Terra actually. Terra's faster. Alright. This is something that occurs after you've completed a certain number of stories. And you'll get like this dark screen and such. And it looks ominous and all that. It's not really that dangerous or anything though. The enemies are not that strong, so we still can defeat them with the summon. And then it'll quickly end. And that's something for the final boss's storyline, if anyone wants to play that. Definitely recommend the game, lots of fun. And we'll be moving on to a money chest over here to the left. Also, if anyone notices, in the bottom left, the danger level has actually leveled up because we defeated a Chapter 4. The Chapter 1, 2, and 3 areas around them, the areas will level up if you defeat a lot of encounters. My Twitch is actually would be Anime Fan X11, but yeah.
Oh, apology.
It's okay. All good. Alright, so I picked up that money chest. We have 45,000, which is what you need for Karma. So Ochette Alright, so every single traveler, after you've completed their chapter, all the chapters in their storyline, they unlock a special ability called an EX skill. Ochette's second EX skill, Provoke Beast, is really powerful. It lets her summon monsters that she's captured multiple times in a single turn, and we'll see that very shortly for the optional boss Karma. I also did put on 2 empowering rings for safety, although they should not be necessary. Oh, wait. Gotta say goodbye to this guy. Because the place won't let us in if we have him with us. Alright, so if you all remember, at the very beginning of the game, I came here, and I couldn't defeat the enemy, so I put him to sleep and I ran. We're gonna get that same enemy again, but this time we are strong enough to take him on. So very soon, we're gonna get it, Skull Roller. And you could just... oh, we're caught by surprise. We should survive though, honestly. Yeah. Not if he does that though. Okay. Happens. It's all good.
You still got 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's all good. Alright, so... actually, healing would not do anything. It's fine. As long as we're not caught by surprise, we should be able to defeat him pretty solidly. Alright. We can get our revenge. Alright, and now we can go to Karma. And let me think. Alright, I will heal. Alright, so this boss is an interesting gimmick. Basically, he starts with 1 attack, and then next turn 2 attacks, then 3 attacks, and so on. So that's why we want to break him as soon as possible to reset that. And this is the ability I was talking about. Let's see. I can summon multiple of the monsters at once now. So before I was doing 1 at a time, now I can do way more. But I do need SP, so I'm going to do that to get the SP back. And alright, now we're going to use our latent power to reduce his defense. And then Hired Help Beastlings once again, the classic that we've been doing. Alright, and now he goes back into his stances, and he does this thing, which is, I believe, Wolf and Dragon or something. And if we do boosted attacks, I'll show it actually. Evade and counter, so boosted attacks and latent powers will be dodged, but this is not a boosted attack actually. So I will summon moles again to chip him down, and then a bow will break. And he only has 60,000 HP, so this will finish him off. And that is the optional solo boss Karma in the Decaying Temple. Alright, and that is it. And that would be the end of the incentive and the run. Alright, thanks for anyone watching and such. If anyone is interested in the Octopath speedruns, I recommend the Octopath speedrunning Discord. A lot of nice people and great routes and runs, and the length is pretty good, mostly like 30 minutes to an hour for most of them. So that's pretty enjoyable, and if you haven't played the game casually, I recommend it. It's a lot of fun. The first game as well. I also will shout out this casual Octopath Discord as well. Nice community of people who chat about the game, and a lot of fun to talk with them and such too. So recommend both Octopath Speedrunning Discord and Octopath Casual Discord, and the subreddit as well. So definitely check it all out if you are interested in the game or anything.
Well, you appreciate that, and thank you for joining us, Anime. It was a wonderful run, but up next we have Lena with Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers. Chip would be the selected character.
Alright, yeah, it was great running, and thank you for having me.